Geometry Dash 2.2 will undoubtedly be the largest update in this game's history, but many people don't understand its utter massiveness. I'm sure everyone's heard of the Swingcopter game mode, one of 2.2's coolest features, but many other things have gone completely unnoticed until now. Today, I'd like to show you every Geometry Dash 2.2 feature the developers revealed so far. I split the update into 4 parts so we can discuss them one by one, so without further ado, let's get started. The platformer mode is easily the most anticipated feature of Geometry Dash 2.2. It allows the player to control the movement of the character instead of having the character move on its own like in regular Geometry Dash. In the platformer mode, you can touch the walls without crashing and slide down slopes. Blocks can be turned into ice blocks that make the player slide when walking on them. Surprisingly, all normal game modes have been enabled in the platformer mode. This is despite the fact that the Wave and Swingcopter game modes may be awkward to play with. We should avoid using these two game modes in platformer levels when the new update arrives. When the ship game mode is used in the platformer mode, the player will transform into the new jetpack mode instead. The jetpack works exactly like the ship, it's just an aesthetic change. To keep normal Geometry Dash and the new platformer mode separate, players will be able to filter out platformer levels in the game's search engine. You also won't be able to switch between normal Geometry Dash and the platformer mode in-game. Update 2.2 will add tons of new triggers to the game. Let's take a look at each of them. The random trigger activates other triggers, well, randomly. The advanced random trigger will do the same thing, but it will let you tweak the odds a bit more. The time warp trigger will slow down or speed up the game. This does not work like the normal speed portals, where the increased or decreased speed affects the game's physics, allowing you to jump farther, for example. The trigger will work like a fast or slow motion camera. The end trigger will mark the end of a level, so when a player activates it, the level ends. This trigger will be useful for platformer mode, so creators can end a level after a player has completed an objective, like collecting 10 coins. The song trigger will allow creators to skip certain parts of a song. This can be used to skip boring parts, or maybe even remix some fan favorites. The gradient trigger will most likely create large gradient effects in the background, as seen in this gameplay from RobTop. The scale trigger will increase or decrease the size of objects. The reverse trigger will change the direction of the player. Normal orbs can also do this if you press a certain button. The arrow trigger will allow the player to change gravity and slide on whatever platform the trigger is assigned to. This lets players slide on the left and right of the screen, as well as the top and bottom like how we're used to. The options trigger will allow creators to change minor things about their levels. For example, the options trigger can enable and disable player control. Now, Update 2.2 will also introduce a large set of triggers that change the camera's movement. Let's check them out. A couple of these guys are pretty self-explanatory. The zoom trigger zooms in the camera, the static trigger freezes it in place, the offset trigger pushes the camera around, the rotate trigger rotates it, and the guide trigger may show you where the camera's borders are. RobTop has shown us the free fly mode, which seems to remove the ground borders, although I'm not 100% sure how this will be activated. Maybe the zoom trigger will be able to enable it, but that's a total guess. Camera filters will also be included in the new update, and there are a ton of them. As with the other camera triggers, most of these triggers are quite self-explanatory. Let me just show you the filters in use. So I didn't talk about these triggers because RobTop hasn't explained what they do, but for some of them, like the motion blur trigger, we can guess what kinds of effects they'll make. For others, though, we'll have to wait until the update comes out to truly understand what they do. Geometry Dash 2.2 will introduce 2 new portals. One is the Swingcopter portal, which puts the player in the new Swingcopter game mode. It's similar to the ball game mode, but you can change your gravity mid-air, allowing for some more complex gameplay. The other is the gravity invert portal. This one, well, inverts your gravity. On the topic of portals, the teleport portals will be reworked so that they can teleport players on the x-axis, and all portals will be able to be activated multiple times. RobTop will add a purple orb and pad. They both switch the gravity of the player while instantly sending them to the opposite side of the screen, kind of like the spider game mode. Blocks in the 2.2 editor can be marked as untouchable, passable, or hidden. A block in untouchable mode acts as a decoration block. It can't be touched by the player and it can be spun using rotate triggers. Blocks in passable mode act like untouchable blocks, but the player can stand on them without falling through. Hidden blocks are invisible in game but can be seen in the editor. The new update will add the force block. It can push players in specified directions. Geometry Dash 2.2 will introduce a massive amount of decoration blocks. The developer appears to have focused on a pixel art style for this update, and let me tell ya, these blocks look fantastic. Along with new blocks, the update will add a ton of new animated objects. The new particle editor will allow creators to make custom particle effects. Surprisingly, the particle editor seems to be incredibly fleshed out. It allows you to use various game textures as particles, including some that feel really random. You can tweak everything from the size of the particles to their movement speed. Auto build is the most significant editor change in this update. It allows creators to make pre-made designs and slap them onto block templates. This can speed up the level creating process by a ton. Another new system will allow creators to distort the sizes of blocks. This can be used to make 3D blocks, for example. However, this system seems pretty complicated to use, and I predict that only serious builders would use it. There are many more smaller editor changes in this update. The object limit is being removed entirely. Players will no longer have to hack in order to exceed the 80,000 object limit. There will also be a couple of buttons in the pause menu of the editor that let you play in slow or fast motion. There are some more minor editor changes in this update, but because I don't want this video to be too long, I've decided to skip over some of them. But from what we discussed so far, it's clear that Geometry Dash 2.2 will revolutionize the editor, and I can't wait to see all the amazing levels the community will make. Geometry Dash 2.2 will bring a massive amount of icons. RobTop has said that the amount of new icons in 2.2 is around 500, and like in 2.1.1, many of these icons are community made. A while back, the developer held an icon creating contest, and the winners got to have their work put in Update 2.2. I'm showing the winning icons on screen right now. There are a lot more icons in this update, but because I don't want this video to be too long, I decided to skip over some of them. A few changes to icon customization will be made. Players will be able to choose a custom glow color instead of it being automatically tied with your second icon color. Also, 2.2 will add a wider range of icon colors to choose from. RobTop has showcased a new shopkeeper, the Mechanic. This guy will sell things like icon animations and depth effects. Geometry Dash 2.2 will include a new official level with the song Explorers by Hindkick. The level shown in this 2.2 sneak peek may also be a new official level. This one has a secret song made by MDK, the creator of the Finger Dash song.
Geometry Dash.
The update will include the Versus mode. It allows players to race against each other in a level. Whoever beats a level first wins. The Versus mode will not allow you to see other racers in game, as previously thought, but there will be a chat box where racers can talk to each other. RobTop has been teasing parts of a feature he calls the map. My guess is that the map is a story-based campaign that will include platformer levels, kinda like a Super Mario game. RobTop has also shown concept art for what he calls the King. The King could be some kind of villain for this new Geometry Dash campaign, but that's just a total guess. There are about 30 gauntlets that will be released throughout Update 2.2, and new shards that will go along with some of these gauntlets. The update will also add 2 new level ratings, Legendary and Godlike. RobTop has said that these ratings, especially Godlike, will be incredibly rare. Only the best of the best of levels will get them. 2.2 will introduce a new replay system. The program will track your in-game movements and play them back to you. This does not save your replays as a video file, but you can do that yourself by recording the replay created in-game. In Geometry Dash 2.2, you'll be able to use the level's normal song in practice mode and have the music sync to the level. On top of that, you'll be able to replace the default practice and menu songs. The new update will also introduce a huge change in game physics. Right now, players using high refresh rate monitors have an advantage in game because high refresh rates trick the game into making game modes like ship easier to control. The new update will make everyone, regardless of refresh rates, have the same controls. Higher refresh rate players will still have the advantage of quicker input times. It's clear that Geometry Dash 2.2 will be massive. In fact, the update is so big that I couldn't fit every feature in this video, despite the video's title. If for any reason you want to see every single feature the developers revealed so far, I have a Google Documents linked below that will show you that. But I mostly left out features that were pretty insignificant or boring. I also left out features that I felt I couldn't explain properly due to lack of information. Every icon the developer has revealed so far is also thrown into that doc. But yeah, after watching this video, I'm sure you're excited about 2.2's release, and you probably understand how this update has taken 4 years so far. If you enjoyed this video, I highly recommend you subscribe to my channel and leave a like. And if you love Geometry Dash, I'm sure you'll want to join my Discord server where we talk about the game and this channel. But anyway, I thank you for watching and I'll catch you later.